Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we are going to do the problem consecutive ones not allowed. So you're given a positive integer n. You have to count all possible distinct binary strings of length n such that there are no consecutive ones. Okay, let's start. Suppose your n is equal to 1, right? What do you want? We have to remember that we don't want consecutive ones. This is the only case. Okay, we'll build the solution. Let's start from n equal to 1. Where n is equal to 1, right? We have two possibilities. When n is equal to 1, there are only two strings, 0 or 1, right? There are only two strings, 0 and 1. Both of them don't have any consecutive ones, because consecutive ones means one should be grouped together or they should be clubbed together, they should be adjacent to each other. Here we don't have any ones that are adjacent to each other. So when n equal to 1, it is a simple condition, right? Both the strings are valid. We are happy with both the strings because they don't have any consecutive ones. Okay, now let us go to the next condition. Let us go to the next case when n is equal to 2. In that case we have to build the next, okay, we have to build the next string. So we already have strings of length 1. Now we have to just attach one more character to make them strings of length 2. Okay, so let's think of all the possibilities. So we have these, right? So let's say we have only two possibilities. Either you attach 0 or you attach 1 at the end. Okay, so we will take both these strings first and we will attach 0 to the end of them. Okay, this will be the first case. What will be the next case? Next case will be you take both these strings and attach 1 at the end of them. Okay, so you will have 4 strings, right? You will have 4 strings of size 2, right? Now in these 4 strings we can see that this string is not valid, right? This string is not valid because it is having consecutive ones. Okay, all other strings are valid. Okay, now how can we find this out? How could we have known this from before? Instead of writing out all the strings and then checking and comparing, can we anyhow know this? Let's think logically, right? When we were building the strings, okay, when we were building the string which are ending with 1, we will not take this string. That's it. This string, right? This string which we had taken earlier, this string, we will not take this. Okay, we will not take this. Why we will not take? Because it already had a 1. Now we are attaching another 1 to it. It will obviously have consecutive ones. So while building the string itself, let us not take the string that was already having 1 at the end. So that's it. Okay, so let me erase this. Let's build this further to understand this better. Okay, now let's take the next example. Next example is n equal to 3. Now in this case, what? Again we have to build the strings. Let's start building the strings. How will you build the strings? Okay, either now you will attach 0 at the end or 1 at the end. If you attach 0 at the end, you don't have any problem at all, right? To all these strings, we can attach 0 at the end. We have no problem at all, because by attaching 0, you will not get any consecutive ones. There will be no problem at all. So we can freely attach zeros to the end of all these strings. Okay, so I am attaching zeros to the end of all these strings. Let me write it neatly. Okay, and you have got all these strings. All these strings have no consecutive ones. Okay, we have no problem with all these strings. These strings are all okay. But what about when we are building the part where we have to attach 1 at the end? If you take this string which is already ending with 1 and if you attach 1, you will get consecutive ones. You don't want that. So we will not take this part of the string. We will take only these black colored string. Okay, and we can attach 1 to them freely, right? Because they will not cause any problem at all. They were ending with 0. If you attach 1 to them, it's not a problem because you will not get adjacent ones. But if you take a string ending with 1 and you attach 1 to that, that will cause a problem. Okay, so that's it. That is a simple logic. So let's take just 1 or 2 more examples to understand, to build this approach even better. Now when n is equal to 4, right? Again you have two choices. Either you attach a 0 at the end or you attach a 1 at the end. Okay, so let us see that. So if you are going to attach 0 at the end, you can take both the strings, right? There is no problem at all. So I will take all these strings. Okay, so 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. I am just writing all these two strings and I am attaching 0 at the end to all of them. No problem at all. We are happy with all of them, right? Because they are all having just 0 at the end and already they were not having any consecutive ones. So it is okay, right? But for these strings, you cannot attach 1 at the end. If you attach 1 at the end, they will cause problem. You will get consecutive ones, right? You will get consecutive ones. So while building these strings, we will not attach 1. We will take all these strings and attach 1. That is okay, right? So let me write it. So all these strings are valid strings. Okay, so you can see that we are building up the logic. So now let's try to count, right? This is how we are going to build the approach. So initially, so let's just keep two variables and we will count. Okay, initially when n is equal to 1, in that case we have no problem at all. When n is equal to 1, okay, for we have just two strings, okay, both of length 1. Now we'll count the length and we'll build the solution. Both of length 1. Okay, when next case, when you get n equal to 2, in that case what happens? You have these strings. So what you did for adding 0 at the end, right? We can divide this into two parts. Here we are adding 0 at the end, right? Here we are adding 1 at the end. So in the case when you are adding 0 at the end, you could take both the strings. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But when you are adding 1 at the end, you take the strings only ending with 0. So you take only this string 1. You get 1 as the answer. Okay. Similarly, in the next case, when your n is equal to 3, right? So let me erase here. When your n is equal to 3, you add both these numbers. 2 plus 1 equal to 3, right? But when you are building the strings that are ending with 1, you take the previous strings only ending with 0. So you get 2. Okay. And then this will be your answer. In the next case, when n is equal to 4, in that case also you are going to do the same thing. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, right? So all the strings that are ending with 0, that have no consecutive ones, their number is 5. Okay, and all the strings that are ending with 1, in that case you take only the strings that were ending with 0 previously. So 3 is your answer, right? And then finally you can just add these two strings. So for example, for n equal to 4, the answer will be 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8, and this will be your answer. Okay, so this is the logic. Now let us start writing the code for this. Okay. Let's start writing the code. So we have to take two strings. Okay, one is the string that are ending with 0. So let me write 0 ending strings, and one is the string ending with 1. So 1 ending strings, right? And then we have to take sum. That will be our answer, which we can finally return, right? So sum is equal to 0 end plus 1 end, right? So that's it. Now initially 0 ending strings are 1, right? Because the cases start from n equal to 1 and you have to keep on building. So initially you have just one string, right? This is simply the string which is 0. This is simply the string which is 1. Okay, and then sum of both these strings. So you are taking both these strings. So initially sum will be 2. This is the case when n is equal to 1. After this we will build our logic. So if n is equal to 1, you can simply return sum here itself, right? You can return 2. Otherwise what you can do is you can declare I equal to 2 and while I is less than equal to n. Let us start building. Okay, for the case 2 till n, we can build a solution. So what will be the solution? What are you going to do? So you are just going to do 3 steps. The first step is you will have to take the 0 ending strings, right? So how will you find the 0 ending string? So you will just take the value of the sum. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Okay, in the next case 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Next case 3 plus 2 equal to 5. So that's how you build the 0 ending string. So the 0 ending strings, 0 end is just equal to sum. So in this case this will become equal to 2, right? And then what about the 1 ending string? So in this case the string that are ending with 1, that will just be equal to 0 end, right? That will just be equal to the previously 0 ending string. So they will just be 1. In the first case it will be 1, in the next case it will be 2, in the next case it will be 3, these slanting lines, right? But now the problem is that you have changed your 0 ending variable, right? You have changed your 0 ending variable. So if you do this, this will give you error because you have already changed the 0 ending variable to 2. Okay, so I hope you are understanding this. So we will have to give this before. Okay, so that before changing the value of the 0 end, for the next time we can make this, right? So in the first case 1 ending string will be equal to 0 end, so the previous 0 ending string, so it will be 1, and then this will be equal to sum, and then you can change the sum variable. Sum will be 0 end plus 1 end. Okay. So sum will be equal to 3. Okay, now let's check this out. So when I is equal to 2, this will happen. the number of strings ending with 1 is equal to 1, number of strings ending with 0 is equal to 2, and the sum will be equal to 3. Okay, next time what will happen? Next time I is equal to 3, right? In that case what will happen? The number of 1 ending strings will become equal to 2, right? And the number of 0 ending strings will become equal to 3, and your sum will become equal to 5. Next time what will happen? When I is equal to 4, 1 ending strings will become equal to 3, right? And then 0 ending strings will become equal to 5, and then sum will become equal to 8, right? So this is working fine, so we can just return sum. Okay, now the answer may be very large, so what we have to do? We have to take modulo of 10 power 9 plus 7, so that's what we will do, and it will work. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so let me take this everywhere, and then we can return the answer. Okay, let us now submit this code and see if it is first of all compiling, and then we'll check. Okay, now this will run into an infinite loop. Can you spot the problem? We have not incremented the I, so it will run into an infinite loop. So we have to increment I. This is the important thing. Let's compile. Now it's fine. Let's submit the code and see. So it's working. Thank you for being patient and listening.